Welcome back to Auto Markets at noon right here on ET Now. Good going for the markets so far. We seem to be picking up where we left off, trading in uncharted territories, record highs for the Nifty as well as the Sensex. Broader markets, however, a mixed trend seen over there because the mid-cap index is flat, but the small-cap index is being able to gain pretty smartly. Well, let's connect with one more management, that of Take Solutions. We'd like to chat with them about their FY19 growth outlook, the margin trajectory, the order inflows expected based on the deal pipeline, and what their inorganic strategy, if any, is for the year FY19. Mr. Srinivasan H R, the Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Take Solutions, joins us now on the show. Thanks so much, Mr. Srinivasan, for joining in. You started off the fiscal on a strong note. So are you comfortably placed? Would it be safe to say that you will be able to achieve that 22-23% guidance that you had given for FY19?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think quarter one was great, and that momentum will continue all through the year. I think we've had a very strong inflow of orders. Our execution capabilities have been good. So the first quarter augurs well for a 22-23% organic growth this year.
When we last chatted, I think your order book was at about $200 million. So what increase in large deal wins are you seeing and ramp-ups? Because life sciences R&D seem to be on the uptrend.
Yes. See, our order book has actually grown pretty smartly. So, and every quarter we seem to be adding, though it doesn't really follow a linear pattern. The Q4 is generally a time when the order book grows much stronger. And then this quarter, or the quarter that went by, we grew at about 5% on the order book. But overall, our conversion of the order book to revenue is somewhere in the region of about 7 months. So that's 7 to 8 months. And that's a very healthy trend that we have. The visibility that we have over and above the order book is actually close to about 2.5 times the order book. So we have some very strong projects in the pipeline. Big pharma is buying. There is a lot of traction in small and medium pharma. The Asian geography is doing exceedingly well. So overall, I think we continue to be extremely bullish about the organic growth that we will be able to achieve this year, and hopefully go on set stone for a very strong FY20 as well.
Mr. Srinivasan, if you could just tell us, that is pricing pressure an opportunity for you because companies will invest more into R&D, or do you think that as pricing pressure recedes, you expect more spends to come in on the R&D side?
See, the pricing pressure, we have to take it in two parts. Maybe there's a lot of pricing pressure in the generics. But as far as the innovators are concerned, or the biosimilars or biologics are concerned, we don't see so much of pricing pressure. What we help is in compliance, governance, and regulatory management. And as long as there are regulators who are sitting and taking note and wanting more compliance from companies, the opportunity for organizations like us are immense. We see a very strong demand environment being stimulated by regulators all over the globe. So I think overall we are in a market where there are reasonable tailwinds.
Guidance that you have, what sort of operating leverage you expect? I mean, what sort of a margin do you expect to expand?
See, currently, if you look at our Q1, our EBITDA margin expanded by about 1% over Q4. We should be able to expand another 0.5%, so we should be around the 20.5% by the time we reach Q4 of FY19.
Okay, very quick question on plans for utilization of the cash on books. Firstly, how much is the cash on books? Secondly, how you're going to utilize it, especially for M&A activities in markets like a US or Europe. Also, would you consider a buyback?
So first, the cash on the books is about 400 crores. And this is primarily for M&A. At this point of time, we are very active in the North American market. And hopefully, we should have a transaction before the end of the fiscal year. So we are actively engaged with conversations with over 6 companies, and some of them are really interesting. And I'm very, very hopeful that we'll be able to move it to a transaction stage in quick time.
Right, Mr. Srinivasan, thank you so much for telling us about the business and the way ahead for Take Solution. Now let's go across to an exclusive story.